How's it going, everybody? Smitty here, and this is Uke with Smitty. And today I'm going to answer the befuddling question of why anyone would want to learn to play one of these. And I have 8 reasons why you should learn to play the ukulele. So stay tuned. Reason number 1, since most things in the world come back to money, this is a very inexpensive instrument to pick up. So if you spend about $150 to $200 on a ukulele, you will get a pretty decent quality instrument. It'll probably be solid wood. It'll probably sound better as it ages. Now, if you spend $150 on a guitar, you're going to get garbage that will not stay in tune, will not sound great, and probably as your skills advance, you're going to wish you hadn't bought it because it's going to actually limit your ability to improve. So the ukulele is pretty nice in that regard. This was 50 bucks and I still play it. It's my first uke. And it's not as great as some of the newer ones I've bought, but it's not bad. It holds tune, it sounds decent, and it was 50 bucks. I can't say the same for any guitar or any other instrument. Reason number 2, it is not that difficult to learn how to play. When you're just starting out, I can show you how to play a C and an F in the first hour or so, even if you're not very musically inclined, and you can make something somewhat resembling music, back and forth, even if your strumming pattern is off, even if a lot of things. Now, with something like violin or piano or guitar, especially violin, everyone I know who has started to learn that doesn't make anything even slightly resembling music for the first month. It's just, there's a steep learning curve. So that's one of the things that's really nice about the uke. And when you're first starting out, because you can sound not too bad in the first little chunk of time, it encourages you to keep going. And so you don't have that steep drop off where people spend $1,000 on a saxophone and quit because they can't get it to make any noise that sounds like music. So that's reason number 2. It's not too hard to sound decent on a uke. Reason number 3, it is easy on your fingers and hands. The uke is easy on your fingers and hands compared to a lot of other instruments because the strings are nylon, the tension of the strings is quite low, and you don't have to press very hard. So when you're learning guitar, you have to get these calluses, especially if it's a steel string guitar, not a classical guitar, and it can hurt for the first little bit. I don't think most people even really need to develop super thick calluses to play the ukulele because it doesn't require a lot of tension. So it's easier on your hands. Now, this is something if you're young you might not even think about, but for instance, I had a neighbor who had arthritis, and she couldn't play the mandolin, she couldn't play the guitar, she couldn't play other instruments because it would hurt too much for her to use her fingers. She tried a ukulele, and what do you know, she could play it. It didn't hurt, so that's a nice reason to pick it up. Easy on the fingers. Reason number 4, if you haven't noticed, the uke is very small. So that means there's 2 advantages to that. Number 1, it's portable, very easy to bring places. And number 2, because the uke is small, the neck is pretty small, even on a larger uke like a concert or a tenor. And because of that, I feel like it's easier to go up and down the neck quickly without feeling like you're moving your hands so much. When I'm playing a bass guitar or something like that, I feel like to go from the 5th fret to the 12th fret, I'm going up a time zone or a zip code or something like that. But on the ukulele, because it's a small, compact neck, it's easy to move up and down the neck. And I feel like it's easier to play certain things quickly because of that. Number 5, the uke is a happy instrument. It makes you happy. It's pretty hard to play the uke and be depressed and be downtrodden because it's just, there's just something about it that makes you happy. I don't know. And I think, number 1, it's association with happy music. And number 2, because that high G string, normally an instrument, the higher string will be the lower note, but in this case, the G string is a higher string than the next string, which is C. So it kind of gives it that unique, bright, happy sound. Now some people play with a low G, which is fine too, but in general, the uke is a happy instrument. It plays happy music, and it makes you feel happy to play it. Now number 6 is very closely related to number 5. It's a happy instrument is 5. Number 6, it has a very unique sound. And I think that is very easy to attribute to the fact that, as we said, the higher string here. Most instruments do not have that. The banjo is the only other one I can think of. And because of that, it's a unique sound. It doesn't sound like just a small guitar. It has its own has its own unique, memorable sound. You hear a uke and you think, oh, that's a uke. You just know right off the bat. Okay, number 7 here. This one is one of my favorite reasons to play the uke. When you tell someone you play piano, what do they expect? They're expecting you to play Chopin's Nocturne No. 5 in G minor. You know, when you tell someone you play drums, maybe they want an epic drum solo. What do people expect when you tell them you play ukulele? Not much. They assume it's a toy, and they think, oh, okay, you play the ukulele, big deal. When you actually play a song that sounds somewhat decent, people are actually surprised. They're excited. Because in most people's view, the ukulele is a joke. It's a toy. It's not a real instrument. So when you can play something that sounds really nice, they are shocked. They're surprised. And it's kind of nice to see that reaction from people. As where when you play a more serious instrument, people's expectations are very high. People's expectations of the uke are non-existent, basically. So that's always nice. You don't have a lot of pressure to be amazing when you're starting out because no one expects a uke player to be incredible. People are shocked when it sounds halfway decent because they've always thought it was just a toy. So now this is the 8th and final reason, and this one is very subjective, and it's just my personal opinion. I love the fact that the ukulele is connected to Hawaiian culture and music. I love Hawaii. I've been several times. I can't wait to go back. It is one of the few places I've been that lives up to the expectation, lives up to the hype. I feel like so many places I've traveled to, you think it's going to be amazing and it ends up being kind of just like everywhere else. But Hawaii is not like that. The people really are as nice as you hear about in the stereotypes. The music is so cool. The food is amazing. The hospitality is great. The spirit of aloha, it really does live up to what you've heard about it. And that's one of the few places that I can say that has actually done that for me. And so because of that, whenever I play, I feel like I'm connected to Hawaii. I feel like I'm connected to the culture, to the music, to the people, to the spirit of aloha, to the spirit of hospitality and friendliness and all those things. And that's a cool thing to me. And so that's obviously a personal reason that someone else might argue against or not agree with. But hey, that's my number 8. When you play the uke, you are connected to Hawaii, and I think that's an awesome thing. So there you have it, guys. Those are my 8 reasons why you should learn to play one of these. If you are not convinced and you think I'm totally wrong, write me an angry comment and let me know why. If you think it was those were decent points, let me know why as well. I love to hear from you guys. So this channel normally is ukulele songs and tutorials, and I teach songs and tutorials and different playing techniques and things like that. So if that's something that interests you, you could consider subscribing. And thanks guys for watching. I will see you next time. Appreciate it. See you later.